Now twisted to the max, I'm in the middle of a town cycle. I'ma change with a tone of action. I don't wanna but a little reaction. Don't be hanging around, my friend. I said I'm all twisted up in wires, and in the middle, you know it's best. You never get out, you never get out. So strange when you're out confessing, when the chance with the drums are pressing. I never wanted to learn my lesson. All I wanted was a little attention. Don't be hanging around, my friend. I said I'm all twisted up in wires, and in the middle, you know it's best. You never get out, you never get out.
Our team is very strong, very tight-knit. We're a family, as Donna said. I know I depend on them when we're in the field to watch over me with my disability, and they do. I would never put them in harm's way, and I try to watch out for them the best I can when we're in the field. We're serious, we're sincere about what we do. When we started, we all agreed that whatever we produce, whatever we find, we would not try and edit to make it worse than it was or make it what it isn't. We vowed that we would tell people the truth and only the truth, because that's not what we're in this for. We're not in this to show all the scary things. My name's Tom Miles. I am the researcher for the team, and I've been doing this for 6 years.
Donna Golub. I am the spiritual investigator for the team, and I've been doing this for 6 years.
Brittany Fersler. I'm the case manager for the team, and I've been doing this for about 3 years.
Sandy Cunningham. I've been with the team for 3 years, and I'm an investigator.
I was about 10 when I saw my first shadow person. He was as tall as the ceiling, 2 blaring red eyes, and I've always wondered ever since then what ghosts were.
I had my first paranormal experience when I was 3, and my mother kind of encouraged it instead of discouraging it. And I'm very sensitive to spirits. I feel them, I feel where they came from, and it is just validation for me.
What got me involved in the field, I had moved into my grandparents' house, and my great-grandfather had lived with them for a while. He didn't pass away there, but he lived with them for quite a while before he did. He would play jokes with me all the time. He would move pillows around. He would play with my dogs. He would just do different jokes. I knew he was there. I would smell him sometimes. It was a good feeling, and just got me a little bit curious to see what else was out there.
We formed our team 6 years ago. It started very small, just Tom and I, and it's still very small, but we're a family, and we work very well together, and we have the same beliefs. We just had an anniversary date. We're coming back to a property where it all started, and we are celebrating 110 investigations today.
Some of the experiences I've had as an investigator, I have 2 that really stick out in my mind. I was at a restaurant, which was originally an old silk mill, and I was on the 2nd floor at their base camp alone, and I could feel the presence of something getting closer to me. And so I started an EVP session. And the one question I always ask or always say is, we're not here to harm you. And a lady's voice came back and said, neither are we. Next one was at an old life-saving station on the coast, and I felt strong presence, as something went right past me, and I started taking photographs with a full spectrum camera. And lo and behold, we caught something on that picture. Now it looks like a person.
Sometimes you will close something off and they accidentally open it up or invite it back in. And you go back and you do another cleansing and a blessing, and you explain to them, they can't open that back up again. By you saying, is there anybody here that wants to talk to me? You're inviting something back in that has been closed out. That entity might not be able to get back in, but something else can come through. So it's very important that you educate your clients. We're coming in to do an investigation, a cleansing, a blessing to make your family safe and give them peace. But you need to not do the things that caused this in the first place. One of the scariest cases that we had involved a little 3-year-old girl. Tom had gotten an email and a phone call from a mother in Maryland. And with that came a picture of her 3-year-old daughter's neck, which was hugely scratched. So the first question that comes to mind is child abuse. Is this a possibility? Is this going on? And very in-depth questions went along with that before we went on this case. And when we got there, and I did my walkthrough, I felt a very angry man, and he was in the little girl's bedroom, and he was angry. And when I told the client this, they said, no, it's a little boy. And I said, no, honey, I'm sorry, but it's a grown man. He's very angry, and he's actually trying to take her. And then they proceeded to tell me that the night that the marks became on her neck, they heard her screaming and went to try to get her, and her full dresser was in front of her bedroom door, and they could not get through. And that was one of the most touching things for me, just to be able to help them.
The scariest case that I experienced, we received a phone call from a gentleman who was concerned about his family. He had been buying his children kittens, and they kept finding them drowned in the pool out back. So he would buy a kitten, and he thought maybe he was climbing up the ladder, so he tried taking the ladder out of the pool, and he bought another kitten, and that one was drowned as well. So he gave us a call, and they were experiencing a few other things in the house, and we were out doing an investigation, an EVP session in the one room, and Donna had felt that a little child had drowned outside in the well. And we were sitting doing our EVP, and I was sitting there, and after a bit, water just started pouring out of my nose. I was short of breath. I had to get up on my knees. I was choking. I was coughing up water. And Donna eventually said, you need to stop. She understands. We understand what happened. And as soon as she said that, it all went away. So I experienced everything he experienced that day when he drowned. And I was terrified after that. I didn't go to the next investigation. That just really got to me. It was a terrible experience.
I prepare for a case. I always do a prayer blessing over all my team. They all have a little stone that they carry with them that is charged with protection from me. And that's very important, that my team is safe when we go. You want to tell them who they are?
This is Josh and Mary Ann
From
TIPA Productions.
woo-woo. Mary, we came back to talk to you. Can you say hi to us? It's been a while since we've been here. Has a lot going on since we were here last time. Do you play with your doll we left you? Is it okay if I bring her over here and set her by me? You come over and talk to me? I'm gonna bring her over here. There we go. I'll lay her right here on the floor. You come over here and talk to me. I know it's been a while. We didn't get to come at Christmas time.
I know we have some new faces with us tonight, but it's the same as always. No one's gonna hurt you. We're just here to say hi and talk to you for a little bit. It's been a while.
Can you come over here and sit by me? It snowed a lot the other day. Was there a lot of people here? On the sleds outside?
Are you up here, Sarah?
Brittany left her hair down so you can touch it.
I know the last time we were here, you liked playing with my hair.
Sarah, can you tell me your birthday? Did you hear that, Brenda? I heard a faint voice just a second ago.
Did one of you just say something?
Hi, Mary, it's Sandy. Can you tell me how many people are wearing a hat in this room? Was that the last time we were here? We had pizza and stuff. I think that's been, what, months?
Mr. John, did you see we had pizza downstairs? There's cookies down there too.
You always asked us to bring you food, Mr. John. Do you want some food? Temperature's dropping a little bit. Are you coming closer over here? You can come close to me. Come over by your dog. Mr. John, can you rattle those cabinets downstairs?
Yes, he does like to do that.
He does. Just give them one good shake. What was that? Did you hear that?
I heard something.
It's like the floor creaking.
I did.
Are you coming closer? You're starting to remember us a little bit more, maybe?
It's been quite a few months since we've been here.
There's a couple empty chairs here if you want to come sit down next to one of us.
We put them here just for you. You going by Brittany?
Yeah, she is. You can sit down next to me. I know you're right around here. I can feel you.
Mary, what did you tell me your favorite thing is to play? Do you remember? What do you like to play when we're here? I know you're really good at it. I didn't find you last time we were here. Her little voice saying, "I'm hiding," when we play hide and seek was amazing to me. We're gonna play hide and seek later, I promise. Did you go to school? What was your favorite thing that you learned in school?
What about you, Sarah? Did you go to school?
Did you wear your hair up, or did you wear your hair down like we do? What the coldest chair. I know we kind of dress funny, don't we? I bet you always wore pretty dresses, didn't you?
What color was your favorite dress? I know we bought you blue ribbons. Did they match your dress?
You can come closer to me, that's fine. My favorite color is red.
My favorite's pink.
I like blue. That was my favorite.
Downstairs. Oh.
I didn't mean but
How old are you going to be on your birthday?
when is your birthday? Mine's in May.
Mine's in June.
I already had mine. It was in January. Did you want us to bring you something again for your birthday? If you do, can you tell me what it is?
How many candles should we bring?
I think we should bring, let me see, 9. Am I right? Sarah, how many candles should be on your birthday cake? Mr. John, I think we brought you cake for your birthday, did we not?
We did bring him a cake.
We did.
I remember you liked that cake. When I'd ask you if you wanted a piece, you came up behind me and said yes.
Mary, would you like them to make this place look like it did when you lived here? Would you like them to clean it up? Was this your bedroom? Car horn outside.
Did you see that poor squirrel that was up here?
That was really sad.
There's acorns all over this place.
There are.
I bet you don't like this room so messed up, do you? It's hard to play with all this stuff in before.
We've talked to them about cleaning it up so that they could restore it back to the way it was when you were here. Would you like that? You want to take a little break?
No, I'm fine.
You sure? You okay over there holding your camera up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That'd be hard just sitting there holding it.
Hard part for her is not being engaged in the...
I know the one time we were here, I asked you to throw one of those little shells around or slide it on the floor. Can you do that again for us if you don't want to come up here?
That was Tom. So I know the sound of that case.
Why don't you pick one up and throw it over here at us?
Just give it a little toss. When we go downstairs, I'm going to bring up some letters. And I'm going to put them by your little doll. And maybe you can spell something for me. I think we do have some candy down there as well. Cookies. I know we have some hard candy down there. Probably the kind you ate when you were here.
Can you spell a 3-letter word with those letters that Donna brings up?
Maybe you could spell out the name of your doll.
Yeah, we would like to know what you named her.
Or when your birthday is?
Yes. I don't know if I have numbers down there, but if I do, maybe you could just tell us how old you are with those. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I've been feeling
Okay, yeah. This floor is vibrating over there. It's so odd. And there's no heat on this floor or the floor below.
So, John, what did you think of all the snow we had? Bet you were glad you didn't have to shovel all that, huh?
What about you, Mary and Sarah? Did you ever go out and play in the snow? Build a snowman?
Make snow angels.
That was my favorite thing to do.
Me too. I did that with the kids.
Oh, yeah. Did you enjoy the paper we brought you, the newspaper, Mr. John?
Were you surprised at the date? Do you know what year it is?
Why don't we go do an evening session in a second? We're gonna go downstairs for a little bit, but we will be back, and I'm gonna set your doll right up here so no one gets it, and we'll be back. That sensor, that you hear going off is the sensor downstairs. It is so sensitive. If it shakes, it goes off. It's crazy. Okay, Mary, we came back up and we brought you some letters. And I set them over here by your little doll. So hopefully, before we leave tonight, you will spell a 3-letter word. There's enough letters there to spell a 3-letter word. So this is kind of what we do up here. We kind of, we've been here so many times, we are pretty much familiar with the spirits that are here. We know what they like and what they don't like and how they like to interact. So these are kind of the approaches that we take here.
Now, some of the things that I was kind of wondering about is, some of the things they don't like. What are some examples
Of things that I don't like.
that they don't like?
That they don't like. They don't like to be disrespected. When we first came here, one of the members that's no longer with the team was very pushy, and they didn't like that. And I think that's why it was so angry when we were here that first night. While the cabinets were not stop rattling, I think they were just very upset because he was trying to provoke, and that's one thing that we don't like, and that's another reason we broke off from that team and started our own team, because we believe in respect. And
Now, what are some of the ways that they showed you that they didn't like that?
the cabinets rattling, being pushed, being told to get out, things like that. We got a lot of that kind of stuff.
Now, I know there's some investigators out there in the field that want to create that kind of activity, so they can witness firsthand that cabinets are rattling and things like that. Now, I understand that you don't agree with that approach, and I understand why, but have you ever found there to be a point where you had to come off aggressive because of a particular spirit that shouldn't be doing what it was doing?
That needed to be passed on?
Right.
Yes. I don't believe that you have to be mean or nasty, but you have to do it with authority. And that's the way I approach a cleansing and a blessing. I do it with authority, but not in a way that I'm going to make something combative.
Right. Okay.
Now, situation, we did Columbia Market House, and in the bottom of there are what's called the dungeons. And what happened was the jail's right next door. So back in the early 1800s, if the jail overflowed, they made cells in the bottom. One was maximum security. So there we did role playing, and we had a guard walking up down, beating on the doors, kind of saying, be quiet in there, guys. That kind of thing for me is still not being mean, but that was to get that interaction, and we did.
Right.
We had an investigator in each cell asking questions as this guard's going down through. And the one investigator said, "Why are you in here?" And it was in maximum security. And you heard the voice come over and say, "I killed the boy." So in that case, that's kind of acting out a scenario,
Right.
but not, not provoking.
But you're not coming out and insulting and
Yes.
threatening and
Right.
acting like that. Now, say for example, I am new to the field. I have never done this before, but I think that I should go out there gung-ho and I should start getting into every location I can and start just doing whatever I want. What kind of advice would you give to somebody like that?
I would say for them to step back and take a broader look. Because if you're so pigeonholed on one thing, you're going to miss the big picture. There's a lot of activity that you can get, and a lot of spirit activity of children. You're never going to get that activity being forceful or things like that. Just think about your surroundings and think about what location you're in, and what you want that result to be.
No, that makes complete sense. Now, I keep feeling the floor bouncing. What is that all about?
It happens up here. There's no heat ducts, there's no nothing. The floor vibrates. It's amazing up here. And there's no reason for it.
No, you can be sitting completely still and the floor will just start to vibrate. We've even had it where the chairs start to
Shake.
rattle while someone's sitting in them.
I believe it, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just constantly
You can
feeling
feel it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not the traffic going by. It's too far away.
That was my
That was her
Oh, that was your
Yeah.
foot. Okay. It doesn't happen all the time, but up here, this floor is known for shaking.
It's really pronounced. I
Uh-huh.
mean, it's obvious that it's moving. There's no. Am I feeling it, or is it just me?
No, you're feeling it.
I thought it was me shivering.
That probably didn't help. Okay, well, what are some of the things that we haven't seen yet that you guys usually like to bring to the table as far as investigations?
Gosh, what else? We play hide and go seek, especially
Really?
here, yes, which is pretty cool. We usually count, and we count to 10 and see if we can get Mary or Sarah to hide and see if we get a response. And we've heard her say, "I'm hiding."
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now,
I mean, they're children, so you have to treat them as children.
now do you still have that audio file?
We do, yeah.
Is there a way I can get a copy of that?
Sure.
So show the viewers?
Mhm.
That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Keep filling it. Getting stronger. Is there a way that you could ask whoever's doing that to do it harder, make the floor bounce harder?
Mr. John, you usually rattle the cabinets downstairs and shake the floor. Can you do that again? Can you make it bounce a little harder? And we've acknowledged him. He's probably not going to do it right now.
I don't know, it just felt like it over here.
It's almost like you asked him to and he stopped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's usually, yeah.
Instead.
He's like, I will get your attention, but then I'm just going to stop.
You caught me.
You caught me.
Now, do you ever utilize like reverse psychology on a spirit? Have you ever tried anything like that? So,
No, I don't think so.
for example, like what you just did, as soon as you asked that, it seemed like it stopped.
Mhm.
If you did just the opposite, and
Don't stop.
say, ask him, please stop making the floor vibrate, and see if I just felt that a lot harder that time when I said that.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of try once in a while reverse psychology just so you can get the result you're looking for without insulting them,
Oh, that's a good.
and
That's a good thought.
Yeah.
because some of the things that we've picked up back home is we view every spirit like a person,
Mhm.
and so every person has a different thought process, different personality, different ways of doing and not doing things, and so psychology plays a big role in that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're talking to a child, subconsciously you find yourself talking a little
Yes.
bit different and saying words a little bit different because you're trying to relate to that particular child.
Mhm.
From what I believe is, once you learn the personality, then you learn how to work together with them to get out of it what you're both looking for.
Right.
Have you guys ever came across a spirit who is trying to relay a message to a family member or anything like that?
Yes.
Yes, we have.
How did you go about that?
It was a house, and someone gave us a call, and they didn't know who was in the house. They kept experiencing things. Their son had some issues, and it turned out it was the lady's father. He was there protecting her and trying to give her a message that he was there watching over her to make sure she was safe at all times.
Because the son had some mental issues, and he was protecting his mom.
Well, she was scared of him.
She was very scared of him, of the son.
And after that message was relayed, was he able to move on, or did he just still
No,
stick
he
around?
stays
But
there.
she
But the
accepted it?
son was shocked
Yes.
at what he heard.
Oh, I thought you said he was short.
No, it shocked at what he heard, because he actually heard him saying, "I'm here to protect you,"
Yeah.
and that I am worried. I think were the words we got through
Yeah.
there.
And it was interesting because we heard, what we heard through the ghost box. And then we actually had the client come up, and she sat with us, and she said, "Are you my father?" And he said, "Yes."
Yeah,
And then
she
he passed the
actually did
message
it
to
with
her
us.
directly.
Yeah.
So what did that change once that happened for that family?
I think it changed the son's outlook
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot, because he was like, wow, I am the cause of this. And I told him straight up when I walked in, I said, the problem is you. When I did my walkthrough, I could feel it. And I was not going to be not honest with him.
Right.
I said, this is all involving you.
Feel that?
Yeah, that just got really crazy there.
It did, yeah.
Getting really aggressive. Oh, not aggressive, but really intense. Now, the gentleman down on the second floor, his name is Mr. Jones?
Mr. John.
Mr. John.
We call him
How did
Mr.
you get
John.
that name?
That was the name we got on almost every EVP sessions when we came here, John and Mary.
Mm-hmm.
And through research, we found the family that lived here. His name was John, and his daughter was Mary, and his daughter was Sarah. And that was through Tom's research that he did, and through the Historical Society.
Now, being able to verify evidence you collect with actual documentation, that has to be a proud moment.
Oh, it's amazing. It is so amazing to be validated that
Mhm.
way. Because we walked in here and there was no claims of anything here. It's a place that's not used except for social events. And no one's ever been on the second, third floor but the people that work here. And we said, well, let us just try it. You know, and that first night we got John. His name was John, and Mary 5 times that night.
They wanted to let you know.
Yep. 5 times their names came through. And every time we came here, we got those names. And Tom just dug and dug and dug and dug, and he found the owners.
Now, Tom is amazing. I mean, he can find information that's very, very difficult to
Yes.
find. So,
Mhm.
I mean, he obviously takes what he does very seriously.
He does.
Now, once you made contact with John and Mary, and they realized that they were actually able to communicate, squirrel, communicate with somebody, how did that change the way that they were interacting with you? Because now all of a sudden they know we're here.
Yeah.
Finally, somebody knows we're here.
Yeah.
How did that change as far as how they were responding to you?
Well, and it changed our approach as well. I mean, we've grown to know them, and you know, and the way we react with them and the questions we ask is all revolved around making sure that they know that they're important. You know, that they're important to us, and we do care about them. We try to always come at Christmas. We didn't come this past Christmas, and we always come on John's birthday, you know, and try to celebrate that, because that is their validation, not only our validation, but that is their validation that somebody's listening.
Well, even the fact it was just John and Mary to begin with, and then Sarah came
Yeah.
out just, you know, a couple of years ago. She just decided, I guess, seeing how Mary and John interacted with us, she started interacting with us.
Because she's very much younger. Yeah.
So she was probably the shy, timid,
Right.
like I don't know, I'm not comfortable, so I'm backing off.
Yeah, and it took a good 3 years of investigating for her to finally step forward a little bit.
And she was verified to be part of that family.
Yeah.
That's
So we're
really
hoping,
amazing.
keeping our fingers crossed, that maybe one day a couple other family members will appear. You never know.
That's true.
They can come and go as they please.
That's what I was going to ask next. Is do they have to, are they choosing to be here, or is there a reason why they're?
I think they're choosing to be here because this place was moved from its original spot. This is not where this cabin was.
Right.
It was about 10,
It's been a long
15
time.
miles away, and it was moved here, and they decided to come with it, you know, and to stay.
Now, do you think that something clicked on that?
Yeah, it did.
Do you think they decided to come back here because it was a good memories of their home, and that's where they really had a lot of their life-changing events? I think that's the reason why they like to come here.
I think so. Yeah, I think, and they're very comfortable.
Now, do you ever get traveling spirits through here?
I believe so. I believe, especially with the water behind us,
Mhm.
that there are spirits that travel through here.
Have you ever communicated with any of those, or
We have never had any other names come through ever.
maybe it's because John was saying, "Stay out of my
Yeah.
house."
Or voices. It's always the same sounding voices, too.
It's never different sounding voices. It's always the same voices that we get. Always.
Now, what kind of equipment have you found that they don't like or they don't respond to?
They're not big on a lot of equipment. They don't like the K2s. They do, but the ghost the ghost meters, that is downstairs.
Mm.
They normally don't. They're a little different, I think. You know, that you can't ask them to walk up and touch that and they're going to touch it. It's just not what they do.
Right.
Yeah, they're more vocal.
Yeah, they're very vocal. And did I tell you the story about the baby doll?
Not yet, no.
The baby doll has always been left here. We always leave it so that, you know, the squirrels can't get it.
Mm-hmm.
And we came one time and I couldn't find it. And I was upset. Thought the squirrels got it. And I said to Mary, if you could please just show me your baby doll, make sure that it's still here, that the squirrels didn't eat it. 2.5 hours later, that doll was laying right over there where Mary's spot is, on the floor.
Right. No damage,
Nope.
no bite marks, no
Nope.
nothing.
Right there in the middle of the floor.
Wow. And how long ago was that?
That was 1.5 years ago. Yep. So now I always put the doll up in the rafters just to make sure.
But she could still get
Yeah,
it, right?
but the squirrels can't.
Right. Yeah, we did have our experiences with squirrels today, so we understand that they are here and they're all around.
Not usually when we're in, though.
No.
He'll come in when we leave.
Right. Now, does John and Mary have any opinions about the squirrels, or do they really even care?
I don't think they mind them.
Well, I know when we asked about it earlier, Mary was upstairs laughing.
Yeah, she was.
She thought it was funny.
She thought it was funny that Brittany said, "John, why didn't you have Mary take care of the squirrel?" And you hear this little
Oh, that's great. Have you guys ever tried to pull music from their era and just come here and just play some of their music that they're familiar with for them?
We have never done that. We should try that.
Well, they say that a lot of like frequencies and things like that, they can really
That's
tune
why I
into.
have my hat on.
And I'm just kind of wondering if you played some of the music from their time, because I could see a father and daughter dancing around to
Yeah.
a song, and just bringing back some of those emotions. It might be worth a try to bring some of that music that they would have enjoyed listening to then.
That's
See
a good
what
idea.
happens.
That is pretty good.
Yeah.
If you do that, I would love to hear the results.
We will tell you,
that you guys
absolutely.
get. Is there anything else you could think of?
Sorry, I got distracted. No, no. But that is true. I mean, for your objects, like the doll, that's very smart.
Mhm.
You know, things that they would respond to, and music is a powerful tool anyway. That's another one that I've utilized before. Toy cars, things like that, pieces of candy.
Yeah.
But
Well, one of the things I wanted to really bring to the viewers is the fact that not only we want to thank you. Is that because of me?
Mm-hmm.
I think
That
so.
thing is so sensitive.
The floor is bouncing and it doesn't do anything. I
Right.
move my feet. And
Right.
it
Yeah.
goes off. One of the things I wanted to bring is, first of all, thank you guys for having us come out here and seeing firsthand what you guys do. And I personally feel like I've learned a lot from your guys' approaches, your techniques, your beliefs, the way you conduct it, the way you help your clients, the way you stay in touch with your clients. I mean, from beginning to end. And you guys have been around for 6
years.
6 years.
Mhm.
And I've been watching and I've been listening for certain keywords and things, and I've noticed not once have you mentioned, I've been on this show, I've been on that show, we've been this. It shows me that you guys aren't focusing on popularity.
No.
All that is showing me that you guys are focusing on taking the field serious,
Mhm.
taking your clients serious, and staying in touch with them to make sure that they stay okay even after you're done helping them.
Right.
And I got to give you guys tremendous props, because that's what this field is about,
It is.
the people and knowledge, not I'm going to be more popular than the next guy so I could have more girls chase after them or whatever it is, you know.
They don't want girls chasing
Yeah.
Well, you understand what I meant. This is a guy talking, so I'm going to think of the girls because I'm not going to say guys chasing me. So, but no, I really have to commend you guys because it really does show that you guys deserve the respect for exactly what you're doing. The community around here obviously acknowledges your achievements and everything. Now, what are some of the things that the community has done to thank you for what you've done?
We were actually a part of the 200th anniversary of Dover. We were invited to come up and be a part of that, which is a big honor for us. They gave us a plaque, you know, that we participated, and we got to set up a booth and have people come and talk to us and look at our equipment and listen to our evidence. And for us, that was a great honor to be a part of that. The former mayor of Dover went on 2 investigations with us. That says a lot for us, you know. The local church invited us in for 3 investigations we did there. Local fire company as well.
The fact that you got the state officials acknowledging what you're doing, even churches acknowledging, not just acknowledging, but allowing you to come in. That, again, that shows the level of seeing things.
I'm hearing things.
That, again, is showing the level of respect that you guys are putting out, you're getting it back.
Right.
And, I mean, more people need to be that way. More people need to be focused for the right reasons, not the wrong reasons. Obviously, we can't fit everything you guys do into one little section, but when you guys do your evidence review, you each sit down and go through your audio and stuff like that. Now, how, say for example, you hear a voice, how do you verify that that's what you're hearing? Do you share it, or do you just, this is what it is?
No, we share it, make sure that that everybody, you know, that nobody can explain it. And that's the way we do our video as well. You know, we all look at it, we all agree that it's something we can't explain. If it's something that we can't explain or we even think, we discard it.
Okay. And how do you do what are some of the techniques you use for debunking things?
We really, really, really try to go over everything and pick out every single thing that it could have been. Like here, we know there are certain sounds and certain things that we already know that are here. So we already know when we hear those, even if there's something attached to it, we're going to toss it.
And we'll say too, like if we're doing something, we hear a car go by, we'll say, "Oh, car going by, dog barking,
dog barking,
I
kids
call."
outside.
Right.
Yeah.
Just announcing it so we know when we go back and listen. Oh, hey, that was Sandy coughing, or Donna was moving on the floor.
Yeah.
Right.
Or Tom was clearing his throat downstairs.
Or like at the private places, we make sure we know where all the family members were.
Right.
There's no TVs on.
Yeah. And if they have a claim of a door shutting by itself or a cabinet, we're going to look at that and we're going to try to make that door, shut halfway and try to open and things like that. Things that we can debunk, we're going to debunk.
Right. Now, have you guys ever came across a situation where you had somebody who was so convinced it was paranormal, you came in, you confirmed it wasn't, if there was an explanation behind it? Did you ever find yourself not arguing, but finding it very difficult to let them know as far as it wasn't paranormal and have them believe you? Or have you ever had it where it was almost not an argument, but they didn't believe you when you debunked it because they were so set on it being a paranormal event?
I think there's been one or two.
Yeah. Where they had a hard time.
She was really convinced that there was something going on, and You couldn't find anything.
We couldn't find anything, nothing at all, and we were honest. We couldn't find anything. And then there's the case where you walk in and there's so much dissension between the families. You can just feel that it's thick and it's heavy, and there's a lot of arguing and there's a lot of fighting, and that negative energy breeds paranormal, but it's caused by the person that's their self. Because there's nothing stronger than negative energy.
Right.
And it feeds on that. And you have to actually be honest, and say, there's a lot of arguing going on here. I feel it and I know it. And that is what's causing the problem. And until you fix that, this is going to continue. And you have to be honest. And some people take it with a grain of salt and some people don't take it very well. But you have to be honest with them.
Right. All you can do
have
is
to.
provide the information. Yes. What they do with it is up
to them.
So
yep.
That's absolutely right. Well, again, I first of all want to thank you guys again for having us out, allowing us to witness firsthand. I mean, we've known each other for years via Facebook, radio shows, and everything. First time we met, but both of us said last night when we met for dinner to our own people that it's like we've known each other for a long time, but this is actually the first time we met face to face.
But it wasn't any different. It's like we just were comfortable.
Right where we left off on the last show, right? Yeah. And that's one thing that the people out there need to realize is that two people from opposite sides of the country, different backgrounds, different belief systems, different everything, can have a friendship and can come together and say, look, this is great what you're doing. I want to learn more and I want to share what I can with you to help out. And I mean, even tonight, throughout the night, I've been kind of pointing out certain things that would be rather interesting to try on,
Did
like
anyone
the
else
music.
just hear that?
I just moved.
What'd you hear?
Downstairs.
Yeah, it was tap.
Tap. Yeah.
She has the super mic, so she's all listening to 3 houses down right now. No, that's the thing that people need to realize is that people that are taking the field serious, it doesn't matter if they agree with a specific style. The fact that if they can recognize that they're doing it for the right reasons, they're doing it for the knowledge, they're doing it for the clients, and even doing it, being willing to share, that's what's going to make the paranormal field move to the next level.